until now, this has been quite conceptual, right? About networks, about communication. The question is, once you've opened your Twitter account or LinkedIn profile, what are you going to post? Because in the end, we have to translate it into what we're actually going to do. Well, I made you a little hookup for that one as well. It's what I call the 4L model. It's just something you can remember. It's easy. It's about content. So what's relevant content for your network, to load your network? It's content from which I can learn something. So we're all business professionals. Please start sharing anything you know to do our job better. Maybe the 10 tips, the 10 do's and don'ts. Stuff that you know, that you've experienced, and other people can learn from. It's pretty obvious that that's valuable information. It's also quite new thinking, because up till now, up till the internet economy, information was something you had to pay for. I mean, education is something you have to pay for. Well, as the internet makes almost everything transparent and anyone can copy everything, why not take advantage of that, post the information on the web and make sure that they know it's coming from you? So that at least the value of this learning, the learning content, is back to your reputation. A second category is what I call love. Just be nice to people. In the end, people love attention. So how can you work with this love? Give them attention if they post about their new job, for example. If they have a question, just say, hey, well, congratulations. Good for you. Good that you work there. Work on Twitter or LinkedIn. Work with ad replies. Work with name dropping. Work with retweets. People are always curious. Hey, who's mentioning me? Who's that? Let's take a look. It's pretty simple, but it works like that. Other category of relevant content is what I call the laugh. That's very easy. We're all human and we all like to laugh. So if you have funny content, just share. I mean, you have to find the appropriate moment, but it's always reshared. It's in the time of email, we had these funny emails going around. In the time of Twitter, we have these funny YouTube videos going around. Pretty popular content. And if you're the source of really funny stuff, it gives you positive attention. And the last category is what I call location. Please tell your network where you are, at which moment, and what you're doing there. Because as I said before, these online media are simply a technology stuff to improve our offline face-to-face meetings. So now we have these platforms to enable us to tell our network where we're going to be and to improve the chance that we have interesting meetings with people who you already know, but also people who you don't know. For example, I've never met Rosa before, but I recognize your picture. We've been in a discussion in the AMIF LinkedIn group, and now we have a significant reason to meet up, start a face-to-face conversation, and from there the relationship will probably evolve. Content: learn, love, laugh, and location. Something to keep in mind. Now, then there's also this argument why not to start with social media, social networks is, my audience isn't on these media. Now, and people who say that, they get a big +1 because they're already one step further than the people who say, we have to do something with social media. Because if you're saying my audience is not on social media, you at least have had this question in your head, okay, who's my audience, who am I talking to? And for the most part, you're probably right. A lot of people are not on social media because they don't have the time or they don't see the value or whatever reason they are. However, what's also true, a lot of people are on social media. And they are also a possible audience for you. So what I think you should do with this online media is keep in mind that a large part of your network audience is not there, but also acknowledge that some part of your audience and network is there. So what you can do, you can intensify the contact with this part of your audience and start learning from them, ask them questions, use them as a resource in your business, in your event. On the other hand, you can use smart tools, technology, to go search the web, search these online media, and find people who should be in your audience. Well, and they're already online anyway, so with them, you can really take advantage of all the easy ways to connect and talk with them online. Now, let's work with some examples. Because in the end, the title of this talk is How Social Networks Can Save You Time. I hope I've given you some thoughts that might help you to get interested, to get started. But how will it save you time? Well, before I start, I want to tell you the story about this little guy. this guy lived about, what should we say, 150, 180, I don't know. I do this talk a lot, I should look that up. But at the time, when we didn't have bikes yet, we actually used our feet to get from A to B. Yeah? Walking was the main, a lot of the roads weren't paved, so walking was actually pretty good. But if one day this guy stops by, and he tells you, look at this. I have this really great technology innovation. It's called the bike, and it has a perfect promise. It's going to bring you everywhere, wherever you want to go, 2 times as fast as you're currently traveling. Okay, sounds interesting. If he's anything like the social media expert at this moment, he'll probably say, and the walking, that's past. Everybody is going to use the bike. Okay, so curious as you are, you take the bike and you step on it, you pedal like 2-3 times, and then what happens? What happens if you bike for the first time? Yeah, I see it in the back. Exactly. You're going to fall. And if you have a bad day, it's going to hurt as well. This is a very strong metaphor about what social media is currently doing to our social networks. It's a strong new technological innovation which we haven't used and which has a lot of promise. What a lot of us has done is probably have tried it out, made an account, looked at it, and then found out, ooh, it cost me some time, it doesn't work out, and nobody talks to me. I don't know what you have had experienced. But the stupid thing you could have done 150 years ago is tell this guy, well, this bike isn't working. Here's your bike. And by the way, I have to start walking because otherwise I won't be on time on my appointment. Right? So the same goes for these online technologies. You have to start trying and you have to accept that you're going to fall off your bike. It's not going to work the first time and maybe not even the second time. But then if you really want to learn the bike, and want to learn to use the social media, there's a ton of resources on the web which explain you step by step how to get started, what to do, what to don't. You probably have some relations in this room. It's already about 40-50%. There's people you know that are already on there. For example, me, myself, I'm already on there. If you ever have a question, you can always post to me via Twitter, via LinkedIn, ask me and I'll explain it to you. And that's how it works. People around you want you to help because that's my social capital. It doesn't cost me effort to share this with you. Okay, keep this guy in mind and please start learn how to bike.